All right, everyone, get ready because we are diving deep today, going straight to the heart of celebrity news. And this is not your typical engagement announcement, no way.
Oh, really? What's so special about this one?
We're talking about Ricky Martin, and yes, that Ricky Martin.
Wow, okay, I'm listening. He's definitely a huge name.
He recently got engaged to Jwan Yosef, who's an artist. You probably know the basic facts by now, but we're going way deeper than those headlines thanks to Ricky's interview on Ellen, where he really spilled the tea.
Oh, Ellen, she always gets people to open up. I am very interested in the artistic connection here. I mean, you have a global music icon with Ricky Martin and then Jwan Yosef, and his work explores themes like identity and cultural displacement. Pretty intense stuff. I'm really curious about how those two worlds might blend together.
Yeah, it's really fascinating. Okay, so picture this. Ricky's on Ellen, the audience is going wild, and he just casually drops the "I'm engaged" bomb.
I bet Ellen was all over that, dying to know all the details.
Oh, absolutely. And based on what I've seen of Juwan's work, those details are going to be pretty interesting. His paintings, especially the ones from his Red Line series, they blend figurative and abstract elements in this really powerful way.
Yeah, I've seen some of his work. It's very striking, visually.
Exactly. And, he really dives into these ideas of belonging and alienation, which is so relevant considering Ricky's own journey of coming out and really embracing his heritage.
Right, I can definitely see a strong connection there. Makes you wonder, was Ricky drawn to that aspect of Jwan's art?
Absolutely. It's not your everyday we met at a coffee shop kind of love story. They actually met at an art gallery, and Ricky was just completely captivated by Jwan's work.
Wow, an art gallery. That's pretty cool. I can just imagine that first encounter.
Yeah, like something straight out of a movie almost.
It kind of is, but it also hints at something more profound, don't you think?
Yeah.
I mean, Ricky Martin's world is all about fame and spectacle, and here he is, drawn to this art that explores these deep, personal, even maybe uncomfortable themes. It suggests a real yearning for authenticity and genuine connection.
That's a really great point. And even the proposal itself sounds incredibly romantic, beachfront, a custom-designed ring, the works. But what really stood out to me, even more than the grand gestures, was how much Ricky emphasized family. His children have fully embraced Jwan, which to me says a lot.
It does. It adds a whole other layer to the story. We're not just talking about two people falling in love. We're talking about lives merging, creating a new family dynamic. And for someone like Ricky Martin, who's so open about how much his children mean to him, that acceptance must be just priceless.
It sounds like they have a lot of support, too, not just from the kids. They're close friends, family, and fellow artists. Everyone seems to be really happy for them.
Yeah, which is kind of interesting if you think about it. I mean, how things have changed. Like not too long ago, high-profile same-sex engagement, especially in the Latin music world, might have gotten a lot more pushback.
Yeah, that's true.
So, it's pretty awesome to see all the support. It shows how far we've come as a society in accepting everyone.
Absolutely. It's definitely a sign of the times, for sure. But going back to the wedding, they've mentioned they want something pretty small, intimate, and artistic, maybe even using Jwan's art in the decorations, which I think is really cool.
Oh, yeah. Imagine that. Jwan, he's considered a neo-expressionist. That you can definitely picture it. Bold colors, layered textures, maybe even some social commentary kind of woven right into the celebration.
Yeah.
It wouldn't just be a wedding. It would be like an art installation, a statement about them as a couple.
Exactly. Like their love story is literally painted onto the canvas of their wedding. But with both of them having these really busy careers, I wonder how they're going to make it all work. Like, seriously.
Yeah, that's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Balancing everything. And I think that's where their artistic connection could actually be a huge asset to them.
How so? What do you mean?
Well, think about it. Think about the creative process. Artists, they thrive on inspiration, on pushing boundaries and all that. So having a partner who gets that world, who speaks the same creative language, can be really grounding.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They can challenge each other, support each other's visions, and maybe even collaborate directly. Who knows?
I mean, there's already been talk about potential collaborations, right? Like maybe Ricky could use Jwan's artwork in his music videos or something, or even a full-blown joint project that merges their styles together.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where it gets really exciting to think about. Ricky Martin's music, it's always been pushing boundaries, blending genres, embracing his Latin roots. And Jwan's art, it's bold too, tackling tough issues. So if those two forces come together, it could be huge.
I can already picture some really cool avant-garde music video with dancers and Jwan's paintings as the backdrop. But besides the artistic side of things, it seems like Ricky's really changed because of this relationship. He said he feels more open, vulnerable even, and definitely more inspired than ever.
Which makes sense when you consider the emotional depth of Jwan's work. It's not just about aesthetics. It's art that digs deep into what it means to be human, the search for meaning and belonging. Being around that creative energy all the time's got to have an impact.
Totally. It's like their love is feeding their souls and their creativity at the same time. And it's cool that Ricky has been pretty upfront about how this relationship has changed his view on love itself. He even said it's made him a better father.
Yeah, and that's something we often forget when we're talking about celebrities, right? Beyond the fame and all the headlines, these are real people dealing with real stuff. Family, commitment, personal growth, things that matter to everybody, whether you're famous or not.
Absolutely. And you know what strikes me? Even though they're both super busy, they seem determined to make it work, to find that balance between their careers and their personal lives. Yeah, it's pretty inspiring to watch them figure it all out, especially with that extra layer of public scrutiny. Being a celebrity couple has got to be tough.
Oh, for sure. I mean, they're constantly in the spotlight. Every little thing they do gets analyzed and blown out of proportion. But from what I've seen, they've managed to find a good balance between, like, sharing their happiness with the world and keeping some things private.
Yeah, they definitely don't shy away from showing affection, but it seems like they've also drawn a line about what they want to keep personal, which is important, right? Having those boundaries.
It's huge, especially with blended families.
Yeah.
Ricky's children are part of this too, and they deserve to have a normal life, as much as possible.
And from everything Ricky said, it sounds like Jwan has really stepped up as a step-parent, which is awesome. He clearly loves those kids, and they seem to have totally accepted him.
It really shows how committed they are as a family, building this new life together, and they're doing it really thoughtfully, really carefully.
It's a beautiful thing to see. And beyond the personal stuff, I can't help but wonder how this relationship might affect their careers going forward. Could this be like a whole new creative chapter for both of them?
That's what's so exciting to think about. I mean, on their own, they're both super successful, but together, their potential is, like, off the charts.
Right.
Think about the collaborations, the ideas they could share, the creative energy. It could be amazing.
We've already talked about, like, maybe joint art projects or music videos with Jwan's style in them. Maybe even, like, theatrical productions with music, dance, and art all mixed together.
Oh, yeah.
The possibilities are endless.
Right. And we can't forget about the potential for them to do good in the world, too.
Yeah.
Rookie's been a big advocate for, like, LGBTQ plus rights and children's issues. And Jwan, with his background, his artistic perspective, could add a whole new layer to that work.
They could become a real force for change, using their fame to support important causes and get people involved.
Definitely. And it brings us back to why this whole story is so captivating. Yeah, it's a celebrity romance, but it's also about finding love when you least expect it, being open to change and building a life that aligns with what you believe in. It's kind of a reminder that even with everything going on in the world, there's still space for beauty, for connection, for creating something that truly matters.
I love that. It's a reminder that we all have the power to choose love, choose art, choose a path that brings us joy and fulfillment. And sometimes those choices lead us to the most unexpected and amazing places.
Absolutely. And who knows, maybe this deep dive will inspire someone listening to check out Jwan's work, discover a new artist, think differently about art and how it impacts their own life.
That would be so great. That's what we hope to do with these deep dives, spark some curiosity, get people thinking, encourage everyone to explore the world a bit more.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive.
It's been so fascinating exploring this intersection of art, love, and celebrity. And as always, we encourage you to keep exploring, keep asking questions, and never stop diving deep. Thanks for joining us.